Nawala sila. Okay.
And we're live.
Hey.
Hello, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Happy Wednesday again. Hello, guys. Coach, you are muted, I think.
There you go. Yes, we are live again.
Yes, yes.
Woo!
Hello, everybody. So today is our 25th episode. Would you believe it? And title for today is Success Leaves Clues. And that's what we always say in this business, right? What it really takes to thrive in the online space. So tonight, we actually have a very special, or actually very special guests. Dalawa. Not just one, but two. Yeah. So again, I'm here today to host this live FB Live our podcast together with my co-hosts, Coach Joseph and Coach Mildred from Hamilton and Toronto. And we are joined today by our head coaches, Coaches Dave and Roxanne. Hello, guys.
Hey,
Thanks for having us here.
great to see everybody.
We're so
Welcome,
grateful
welcome,
you said
coaches.
yes. Yeah. So today's episode of Your Next Chapter Live is extra special because of you, because you're here.
Thank you.
But we also wanted to impart to our audience that behind every successful community, there are always mentors, coaches, leaders who have seen the highs, the lows, the struggles, breakthroughs. And today we are so fortunate to hear it directly from you. Yeah. So before we dive in, please do introduce yourselves first so that people would have a background of who you are in this community. Very popular
Yes.
and very gratitude. Yan. Sige, go ahead, coaches.
So we're Dave and Roxanne. We're in Calgary. I actually came in the Philippines when I was about 14, 15 years old. My parents told me to go to school, get good grades, so I did. I became an aeronautical technologist. The industry was good, but I wasn't good at it. I joke around. I had a sickness called alarm clockitis because when the alarm clock goes off, I wanted to throw the alarm clock because I hated my job. I just want to sleep, right? A lot of people can relate to that. So I took a leap of faith. I went into my first business, financial services. That's where I met my beautiful wife, Roxanne. I was her manager, so I managed her really well. I married her. Now she's my boss. For the online business, I was a general manager, and I do this full time now.
Yes. So for me, I migrated from the Philippines as well, here in Alberta, Canada, and I met my husband in 2007 in our first business, and I was actually doing paralegal because I wanted to be a lawyer because at the time I thought that being a lawyer is just the only way to become financially successful, and thanks be to God, I found out that there's different ways to. And much better way to become financially free. But prior to the online business, in 2018, when we started the online business, I was working in a government job in property taxes, and now I do this full time with my husband as well.
Yes, thank you for that quick introduction, Coach. So, Coach Mildred, would you like to ask the first one?
Yes, yes, we're so excited and really honored and grateful that you're here. So, coaches, I know you've been doing this for a while now. So, our first question today would be, in your experience, what makes an ideal mentee? And on the other side, what qualities make a great mentor?
Yeah,
Arian will flash it on the screen.
yeah, very good question. Very, very good question. We've seen thousands, well, hundreds of, I would say thousands now of business owners come through, for the last 7+ years. And I think one of for me, anyways, the biggest quality is coachability. Somebody has to be coachable because we all come from different backgrounds, but some people from their old background think that, they some of them can because they come from the corporate world. Maybe I don't know. They have some level of seniority there, and they come in here. They think that it's the same thing. Like people have to realize that when you come to a new industry, right, which is digital marketing, right? You have to have you have to be coachable because it's completely new to you, right? And that's one thing. Coachability. People need to understand that this is new, and you have to learn from that, right?
Yeah, I think also being patient as a if you're a mentee, right? You need to be patient with yourself, patient with your progress because it is a brand new skill, right? All of us that came in the online business, I think 99% of us don't have any background of digital marketing, of social media. So it will take time, it will take a lot of effort, and of course, new education, new knowledge about doing this online business. So it takes, you need to be coachable first thing, and then patience. I think being a mentor, an ideal mentor, is also someone that also have compassion towards the new person, right? Compassion in terms of helping the new person get to the next level, but also at the same time, because we've been in this industry for a long time, we realize that being a mentor doesn't mean that you have to spoon feed the person. You can only do so much for the person as long as you give your best. As long as for us in the online business, we provide the training, the step by step videos, the mentorship, but we don't do a lot of hand holding.
Yeah.
So as a mentor, we're there to just guide them, direct them to tools, direct them to training, but you shouldn't be as a mentor, you shouldn't be burnt out, because if you're doing it for them, for your mentees, then it's not sustainable long term.
Yeah. One more thing, as a mentor, for me, anyways, looking at a lot of people, you also have to be an example, a good example, a practitioner in your business. You can't just tell your mentee what to do if you're not doing it. You're not a practitioner, right? So the most important, people don't and listen to what you say. They look at what you do. At the end of the day, that's what great mentors do. So
Thank you, coaches. I think we're very fortunate enough that they are really good role models di ba?
Mm-hmm.
In this community, right? And it's very important to have that strong mentor and mentee relationship because it definitely can accelerate the journey here
mm,
in this business, right? And that's what we always say: success leaves clues.
mm.
So going down to our next question for you guys, I think I will ask the question one by one because this is gonna be kind of long, but this is the first one. So, how important is constant learning in this business?
Yeah, that's the slight edge. The problem with entrepreneurship is there's no textbook, right? And I always tell people, the textbook in this business and in entrepreneurship is that the textbook would tell you to get, right. And the problem is that it becomes optional, right? Like, get the miracle morning, and for some people think it's optional, right? But it isn't, because to grow and to learn, right? Because the biggest chokehold in the business is you. And the best way to change that chokehold is to change your philosophy, the way you think about entrepreneurship and business. And the best way to do that is to influence your mind by reading and learning, right? And that is it's a slight edge, because if you are advertising, and I'm also advertising at a certain amount, right? The difference is, am I growing, right? Am I changing my philosophy? Because my fears, what holds me back, changes based on the way I grow, the books I read, the way I grow, right? That is if there was a separator between someone that will go to the next level and someone stays the same, is someone that's constantly learning, right?
Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest reason why, if you look at successful people are succeeding, is because they're constantly learning, right? Constantly learning, feeding their minds through books, through podcasts, through YouTube videos, or even just learning new skills, right? Because like for us, when we look at our journey, right? I used to be very negative person. So I complain, but when I learn about journaling, when I learn about gratitude, and I started to write gratitude every single day, um, I didn't know, but my friends, the people around me noticed it, that I become a different person. That, oh, you're now positive, right? You know what I mean? Like, because people sometimes, um, we don't know that that's who we were, right? But the more you grow, you become a different person, and skill wise as well. Like you need to be constantly learning. For example, for us, we didn't know what YouTube advertising before or Facebook advertising before, but now, right, because of that constant learning, right, then we we won't call ourselves experts, but at least we're getting better at it, right? And we learn new things. So as a business owner, you need to be constantly learning, not just in your mindset but also in your skill wise.
Yeah, just quickly. I used to have no confidence in myself, right? And it's through learning, it's through self understanding, through affirmations, and that's because I was growing, right? I was able to build that self confidence. I was very self conscious. Like I wouldn't, if you'd see me in high school, I'd be in the corner. You would know who I was, right? But now, say hi. Hi. This is
Hi,
uh,
Caleb.
that was me, but through self work, I was able to grow out of that, and that's such an important work for brand new entrepreneurs, right? So
Yes, thanks, Coach Dave. Absolutely. It's so important to, parang it's human nature, right? To
yeah.
evolve. And
Mm.
so these materials, learning materials, really help us out in growing not just ourselves, but our online businesses as well. So, follow up question on that. Just give us your top
Because
one or two learning material or book for number one, someone who's just starting the business. Because here we have milestones, right? So the first one would be for someone who's just starting the business. Number two, someone who's already building or leading a team. And number three, someone who has already achieved like multiple figure earning.
Yeah, I like for me, if you're brand new, what changed my mindset when it comes to earning income, financial freedom was
Which
Rich Dad Poor Dad was my first one. Anybody read that? I mean, most of
Mm.
them. But
Yes.
if you have
Here.
not have that book, especially the
Mm-hmm.
second cash flow quadrant, because that's where it starts, right? Your mindset has to open. Because if you're fixed with an employee mentality, the job, you can't really. It has to start with understanding that there's something better than just working for someone. That's the first. Now, when you're starting the business, I think you need to have like some set of routines, really important. And for me, is the Miracle Morning
the
because
miracle morning.
that's the by
Mm-hmm.
Hal Elrod. And there's another one, a Christian version, which is
By Terry Savelle, five things successful people do before 8 a.m. or something.
which is
Yeah.
pretty much the same, but that one has some biblical principles in it, right? Just tells you what are the five things you should do. Successful people do. And as you move forward, is more of leadership books like John Maxwell, like the 12, you know,
21
21. Yeah.
leaderships. Yeah.
Do you have any other?
Um, I think for like personally, like the book, the Total Money Makeover book by Dave Ramsey. Even though it is a financial book, but it will help you manage your finances, especially if you're moving forward, or even like you're, especially if you're earning more now, right? You still need to manage your finances well, because like for us looking back now, god just God won't bless you, like God wouldn't bless us if we don't know how to manage the finances, right? He can only, if you're taking care of the little, he will give you more,
Yeah,
right?
but although it's a financial book, but in that book it talks about that 80% of success is your habits about money, right? 20% is the strategy. Entrepreneurship is the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's you 80% of why a lot of people are not successful in online businesses because of them, their habits, right? And 20% is only the strategy because we could tell you everything, but if you're not going to do it, when the fears kicks in, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're tired, you won't do it. Right? So that's kind of some of the books that we suggest.
Wow, wow. Are you taking down notes?
Yes.
I have.
We're
So
getting
many
started
nuggets. So many
already.
nuggets there.
Yeah. So, Kuya Joseph, would you like to ask the next question?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. So, coaches, Coach Dave and Roxanne, again, we thank you so much for your for you being here, first of all.
Thank you.
And to be honest with you, I just want to say this to all of our viewers as well. You do a lot for this community. You do a lot more than being a leader in this community. So for that,
Mm.
we're so grateful and we're so thankful that we are under your leadership.
Thank
So
you.
thank you for that.
Mm.
Um, and as a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons why I'm still in the business is because of you guys.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
because of you guys, yeah, and obviously our coaches as well, Coach Katrina and the team. So, coaches, my question to you is really if you can rank these values in order of importance. Okay, so action, belief, and consistency. If you can rank them by in order of importance and explain each one, if you don't mind, can you do that for us, please?
Yeah, yeah. I think it starts with belief. Belief is the
Yeah.
very first thing, right?
Mm.
Because without belief, you will have very little action.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in what you do, right? You're not gonna put your life into it, right? I heard this when I was when our very first business. This guy very successful, right? We followed him. Say, find something you believe in and put your life
Mm-hmm.
into it, right? He said this
Mhm.
thing. You become unstoppable, right? So it would be belief, and then you'll take massive action after that because you so believe in this thing. Even
Yeah.
I always talk about, I call them the legends in the online business, right? One of them is Michelle Arcea, right?
Yeah.
First thing she did was increased her belief so much by listening to the masterminds, right? And because he influenced her mind and she so believed that she will become successful, she will become unstoppable. Her actions became so massive that because we need to advertise here, you have to talk to her husband, do all this stuff, right? Even use credit cards to increase her ad budget, use her husband's credit card, right? To invest in it, and then consistency, because
Yeah.
once you do that, but it starts with belief. A lot of people that are not taking much action because they don't believe too much. They have
Mm-hmm.
not influenced their mind to believe that they can become successful here as well. So
Yeah, I think belief is the number one because we can give you so much tools, so much training, but if you don't believe in that this system could work for you, that this business could work for you, you won't do anything, right? And then that's why we're so big in events, we're so big in personal development, we're so big in
Yes.
you know having successful stories all the time to share it to people, from normal everyday people getting results, because when inspiration comes in, it's when we change our mindset, when we change our beliefs, people can take action right away, and then they just need consistency to get that results after.
in fact, there's
Mhm.
three kinds of belief. There's a training about this. The first belief is belief in yourself, right? You gotta believe in yourself, right?
Yeah.
Believe in your skills, and then believe in the industry, right? You gotta level up your belief in those things, right? Because
Hmm.
if you don't have the belief that you can actually do this, the skills wise, and then the industry, right, which is the online business, the affiliate companies that we partner with, you gotta have those lock on. When you're locked on to those three pillars of belief, you become unstoppable, right? So, anyways, that's another training for another day.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much, coaches. So actually, I do have one last question for both of you again, if you don't mind. I think we're doing well for timing here.
Yes,
So,
we are.
what do you tell people in the sidelines or our followers or viewers,
Yeah.
and those ones that are still wondering if this business is worth it? What would you tell them?
Yeah, I always tell people that it's good to be skeptical because you're being human, and I always tell people that that's good because all of us started there. But the way to lower skepticism is more understanding, right? And I always tell people once you understand more, then that skepticism will go down. But that's why I also people do your full due diligence. You got to do this for you, right? And then on top of that, once you do your full due diligence, then you have better questions, and then your skepticism will go down, right? And and the only thing I could, and then after that, I would tell people, then look at people that have been in the business for a while, right? Because when look at, for example, a new career, you want to talk to people that I call them alumni, so to speak, right? you know they ask them like, how is it in the industry after going to school, right? You like your job, you like the income, right? So all I can tell you from being kind of like an alumni in this you know
Mm.
online business program 7+ years is 1000% worth it, right? From all the careers that I have tried, right? And pursued, right? So talk to people that have been here for years. There's many over 4 years, 5 years that have actually put in the time, put in the effort, right? Is it worth it? Right? Is it worth it to put in like 4 years of my life money, time, effort, right? Talk to the people that have done that, right? So
Yeah, and also I can relate to people that probably skeptical, because in the beginning I was very skeptical when Dave showed me, like, this exciting webinar, exciting, hey, this is it, this could free us up, right? Very skeptical because I thought it's going to be the same thing. Because prior to the online business, we've failed in 24 businesses. We've done different kinds of traditional network marketing, real estate, buy and sell cars, and I got tired, right? But I got burnout, and good thing Dave asked me these questions, right? He asked me, okay, if we don't do anything, like we'll just, go through our corporate jobs, we don't do anything. What do we have in the next 3 years? Right? Maybe we'll just pay off some debts. That's it. But what if in the next 3 to 5 years, we'll keep our jobs and then we'll still build this business on the side? What could we have in the next 3 to 5 years? Maybe we'll have, we'll pay off debts. Maybe we'll have some freedom, right? And thanks be to God, I listened to him
you
because,
think I was right on the 25th time, right?
Yes.
yeah, like, in 3 years later, right, we're able to have that legacy income in our business, right? And also, in 14 months Dave was able to quit his corporate job in as a general manager. I was able to quit my corporate job in the government after 29 months. I was 5 months pregnant. I didn't have to wait in my 9 months pregnancy. And then after 1 year of giving birth to our son, I don't have to go back, right? I told my manager, thank you for the opportunity, but I'm not coming back because this business has more than
Yeah.
can sustain our lifestyle. And, for the past 5 years now and 6 years for Dave, we've been boss free. So I think, is it worth it? It's definitely worth it because, that time freedom it gives you for your family, the time freedom to do whatever you want to do, it is worth it, right? All the sacrifices.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Let's just do a shout
Amazing.
out and
So
our
many shout
regular
outs. Yes.
Larry. And so he said most people see success and thinks it happens overnight. It almost never does. Behind
Mm,
every successful entrepreneur is a lot of learning and consistency, a lot of trial and error and mindset. That's why being around the right people matters. It shortens the learning curve. Absolutely.
yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for
Larry.
watching again, Kuya Larry. And there are a lot of people watching us today. Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes,
Oh
but
yeah.
before we close, we are going to have our business retreat next week. Right?
Yes. In a few days.
Us a little sneak peek of what we're expecting on the event. We're very excited. This is going to be my first time.
Yeah, we're excited to, and
Me
we
too.
Yes.
First time.
First time also for
we're such
Joseph.
we're such a believer of events because it comes back to belief again, right? When you go to an event like this, it's especially us, we're online business owners. Mostly, a lot of people have never been actually physically in the presence of the people that
Mhm.
with, right? And also the energy is different when
Mhm.
you but something happens when you're there live, right? For some reason, your mind stretches and you never
Yes.
the same again. Like you're coming in an airplane when you come home with all the information, the energy, close to the campfire, so to speak. Like here, if you look at a fire on the, on
The
the Zoom,
online.
you don't get fire, you don't get burned, right? But when you're in the actual campfire, you get so fired up that you don't need a plane to go home.
Oh, I love that.
You can break through walls. You're like, yeah, that ad that you're supposed to launch, you can't, now you're launching it, right?
Yeah.
All the things, the action is just I'm fired up.
Yeah,
So
we're excited, especially to meet Aryan for, I think, for the first time, and then
Yes, for the first time.
Yes.
a
couple
few couple
second,
times, second time, third time now, Joseph. But this one is his first time in the retreat, and of course, Mildred. We've been traveling with her for quite many years now, and we're just grateful
Yes.
to have these people. But for the people that are in the online business community, we do have the Eagles Retreat virtual ticket as well. But live participants, there's about 220 people that will be in Punta Cana. So we're excited for the
Mhm.
week event, and it's going to be a retreat, 3 days of that. But we're just
yeah.
yeah, excited to
Yeah,
learn from
yeah.
others as well.
The reason why this works is because there's so much distractions in our lives right now, right? But
Mhm.
supposed to be
Yes.
3 days. No laundry,
Mm.
no,
No
no
cooking.
Okay, no,
No
no,
dreaming.
No kids.
no Netflix, no not. We're forced to focus on you, your dreams,
Yeah.
and your goals, right? And we're gonna make you work because we learned in our
Tony
date with Destiny, Tony Robbins, right? We paid a lot of money and they made us work for 5 days
Yeah.
every single
Mm-hmm.
day. So because you're working on you, right? Because you're the chokehold, and hopefully
Hmm.
by the time
Mm-hmm.
you're done, you'll be unlocked and you can take on the world. So I'm just excited. All right.
Woohoo! Very excited.
Can't
Oh,
wait. Oh my gosh.
yes, me too.
So, so
Thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead, Kuya Joseph.
yeah, so I just want to say that I just want to say this, and I think, I mean, kudos to Coach Dave and Roxanne, right? So they actually pay for courses themselves, and what do they do in
Yes.
turn? They train us
Yes.
in the business community for free, right?
That's right.
I mean, coaches, I really, I mean, I've done a lot of research on online businesses, right? Amazon FBA, Etsy, drop shipping. These are the things that are missing in
Yeah.
their pillars of the business, right? This training and coaching and mentorship, to me, is number one out of all the requirements that people are looking for when they start an online business. Because without this, they're just gonna be on their own, and they won't, and
Mm-hmm.
they'll just happen to give up, right?
So true.
But you guys continue to lead us, continue to coach us, continue to mentor us, and we truly, truly appreciate and grateful for this community. So this, because of you, everybody here is really in their success story,
Yes.
in their business. So again, thank you so much, coaches, and thank you for giving us the time and effort for today. We know you have a busy lives,
Yes.
and we can't say enough about your what you do for our business community. So thank you.
Thank you.
And to hop onto that too, thank you, Joseph. Thank you, coaches, because from the very beginning, I've been here now for more than 5 years. The first time we met was in Okotoks, Alberta. Our first meeting with the coaches, right? With Chris and Karen. So, from the very beginning, you were on fire, but every single time you are blazing hot, like really fiery hot. And, you're just being consistent. It's getting better and better every year, every season.
Yeah.
And you bring all of us up with you. And so that's why we're so grateful, because I can really see the servant leadership, right? That is what we miss in the other businesses I've been at as well. And, lifting everybody up with you, because you want us all to succeed. And so with that, we can talk forever here, but there's so many things. So I'm just so thankful. Thank you so much,
Yes,
coaches.
thank you so much. I can't wait to meet you all next week. Thank you so much, Coaches Dave and Roxanne, for again sharing your journey, your valuable insights, and the lessons you've learned from all of those years that you've been mentoring entrepreneurs like us. So, for everyone who's watching, sometimes the biggest breakthroughs begin with a single decision.
Mhm.
And it came from Coaches Dave and Roxanne too. And maybe today's conversation is the encouragement someone needed to start their own next chapter. So thank you so much, guys, for being with us tonight. I hope you have a great evening. Thank you, Coach Joseph, Coach Mildred, and
Thank
I will see you
you.
very soon.
We'll see you all in Punta Cana.
Thank you
Woohoo!
all who
Thank you.
watched
God bless you.
live.
God bless everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye for now. Maraming salamat po.